नमस्कार. आयच्या ह्या खाशेल्या आणि एक्सक्लुसिव्ह अशा मुलाखतीत तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. अशी मुलाखत म्हाका दिसता की हाजे पयलीं गोंयाक जाली ना. आनी जे नायजेरियनांचो एपिसोड जालो 1.5 म्हयन्या पयलीं आनी ताचे उपरांत जें वातावरण सगळें तापलें, थंयच्यान आतां खंय तरी सगळी गजाली जाग्यार उडपाक लागल्यात, थंड जाल्यात. आनी अशी परिस्थिती भितर हाय कमिशनर ऑफ नायजेरिया इन गोवा सर, वेलकम टू अवर शो. What is the purpose of this visit? After so many days you have come here, you have met Chief Minister of Goa, you have met Director General of Police. What is the purpose? What you had in your mind in terms of law and order situation in the state and in terms of diplomatic relations with India?
Thank you, Pramod, for giving me this opportunity to face you and your television and the Goa people. Before the tragic incident of the 30th of October, I had planned to come to Goa as one of the states where we have a large Nigerian community. But I had to start with bigger states where we had, preponderance of Nigerians. Unfortunately, by September, I wanted to come here. There were other issues I needed to resolve. Now, trying to make it in October. Of course, whatever happened, the rest is history, you're aware. As to why I'm here, I had wanted to be here, as I said. But it's a pity I had to come at a very inauspicious circumstance and time. Reason, of course, being that the whole issue of the Goa crisis of 30th October almost overshadowed the very good plans we had as a country and as a state. I have been telling every Nigerian and every Indian I meet on my way that it is important that we do not allow the Goa crisis to hold hostage the very many beautiful years of friendship and association between Nigeria and India. It was unfortunate this happened, and most of us were really taken unawares aback. And one of the reasons why I'm here is to really find out what really happened and to see if there is a way we can kind of minimize what happened and the effects of fallouts.
You have met Chief Minister. Yeah. You have also met Director General of Police. Absolutely. What is the response you have got from the state administration?
Our meetings were very positive and constructive. I met a very receptive, warm-hearted Chief Minister who listened most of the time and was more sympathetic and appreciative of the welfare of Nigerians. A ditto for the DG of Police. They were all very warm personalities who were enthusiastic as much as we are as Nigerians to build on, strengthen and consolidate the cordial relations between our two countries.
You have gone through the entire video footage of the incident. You have seen the entire video footage. And initially after the incident, I think the situation was too hot to handle. There were a number of media reports coming in. Even the first impression that you got was also Goa government creating certain injustice against the Nigerians staying in Goa. After going through that video footage, after meeting all these people, is there any change in your impression about that episode?
My perception has to do more with the killing and not necessarily the perception. The perception is secondary. We're all concerned, especially about the circumstance that led to the tragic murder of this Nigerian. So we're more concerned with the murder at the moment, that's what I said, than the perception. Yes, perception may be relevant in terms of, assessing how, Nigerians were being treated in terms of how they were, how the man died. But at the same time, I will tell you, Nigerians, when things like this happen, the perception may be related to the murder, but to us, the loss of the Nigerian is more important to us. And like many Nigerians, I am touched and aggrieved that a young man had to die in such terrible circumstances.
One more thing that the Chief Minister said immediately after the incident, and that was his genuine concern. He said that we arrested so many Nigerians after that whole ruckus. And he said that most of them did not have valid documents to stay in India. Yes. And they tried to communicate with the embassy, but there were no relevant information from the embassy side also. How do you react to it? Don't you think this is diplomatic, at the same time it is law and order, and there is a misunderstanding because of both these things?
You're wanting me to react to press media. As a diplomat, we don't normally react to press media. But I think we dealt with the issue by communicating to the Minister of External Affairs that that was inaccurate. Because what we read from the newspaper, we don't react to newspaper reports. We react to what communication from Minister of External Affairs. And our primary direct relationship with the Minister of External Affairs. And that's what we did. When we heard about it, we wrote straight to the Minister of External Affairs to let them know there hasn't been any communication from Goa on the incident. And when we started getting reaction, especially the list which we got recently, just before this journey, we reacted immediately, and that's what we've been doing. We don't hold communications.
So what is your impression after seeing the footage? Was the Goa government at fault, in your opinion, while handling that entire episode?
Our agenda or mandate in this visit is not to assign blame to anybody. As I told you, at the beginning of the interview, is to ensure that we do not have a repeat occurrence, and that our bilateral relations that have been taking more years predate our independence are not harmed by this. That's why I said I wouldn't like and will not like, Nigeria will not like the Goa crisis to take hostage our long years of association and friendship.
This whole, even the terminology of Goa crisis, I think this has created a lot of flutter even back in Nigeria. Yes. How badly have been our diplomatic relations been hit?
I will tell you, it was really badly hit after. Normally, it is natural that when your own citizen is murdered, especially in the way this young man was murdered, naturally you have to feel aggrieved. We were well aggrieved. But time has passed on, and we have been communicating, and especially with the conveyance of a message of regret to Nigeria. Normally tempers are coming down, tension is coming down. Now, that is not to say that it's completely over. Nigerian parliament is seized with the matter. But after my visit and investigations, I think perhaps I will go back with some messages and see how we can cool this situation. And I trust that after this, some of this will be done. And there are also other issues discussed in my meetings. On the side of Nigeria, what we have to do, on the side of India, what India has to do. With all this into consideration, we will now move ahead and see how we can amend.
What are you expecting from Indian government at this juncture in this episode?
No, we're not expecting any extraordinary thing. I did tell the authorities that the most important thing, of course, to reassure those who are already remaining that are police wanted in this place, that the innocent, especially innocent people, should be treated with some dignity and some respect. And even if anybody is found to be guilty, if you're a criminal, the same thing. You are not just determined guilty by any circumstance, any judge, whether domestic or international law. First of all, you have to treat me with respect and dignity. That's most important, whether I'm a criminal or not. And that was what I've been trying to tell the media, because when this thing happened, the media were more obsessed with, look, these young men were first of all undocumented. Most of them were involved in all kinds of crimes. Of course, the natural reaction, the question asked the media was, so does it mean that you treat people, the punishment for undocumented immigrants is death by macheting? And of course, they agreed that no, the treatment was bad.
What do you think Nigeria should do now? What are the extra 2 steps that your nation needs to walk?
For us, we don't have much of a burden. I've already conveyed our determination and commitment to the local authorities, especially the chief minister, that please, we'll cooperate with you in case there are cases of people who have expired visas, undocumented. We'll cooperate with you to assist and facilitate their exit from India, especially if they're not wanted any longer. On our side, I think we have done that. We have made a commitment to that. And as soon as I get back to Delhi, I also, put the necessary machinery into motion to address some of the issues we raised. So much is much on this side than on our side.
The second issue, there are two aspects into this episode. The first aspect was definitely the murder.
Yes.
And I
That
believe...
is what I wanted you to concentrate
yes,
on.
and I believe Goa police immediately swung into the action,
Yes.
and they arrested most of the people
Yes,
who were involved into the murder. Are you satisfied with the investigation?
Absolutely, that's another step. So those steps, the demand we made actually are being fulfilled. First of all, they have arrested many of them, the suspects and the culprits who were involved, and we were assured they were also going to be prosecuted in accordance with your laws, and that's what it is. So it is a positive signal, and that's why I said we had a very positive and constructive engagement this morning, and we are very happy about it. Something is being done.
The second episode was what happened on the street at Porvorim.
Yes.
And police have arrested many of the Nigerians. What is your view about that episode? One was murder, second was this episode. Both things happened. And that led to a third thing, and that led to the whole confusion and diplomatic tension and everything. What about the second episode?
You are talking about effect rather than the cause. There was a cause, and then there was an effect.
Yes.
I think we should deal more with the cause. I do understand what you're trying to do, the reaction. Let me tell you, as a human being, even animals, as I was telling some people, when animals are killed, their kind normally react very violently. Not talk of humans. That's exactly what happened. The way perhaps the other side reacted is another story. But I do not want us to divert attention from the real murder, from the real incident, from the reaction. This is a natural reaction. When your kind is killed, especially the way the young man was killed, naturally react. They may have overreacted, but it depends on from where you look at it. The method approach they used in reaction is a different thing. But let's not, please leave the issue and digress from the main issue, divert attention from the main issue, that the circumstance, the way this gentleman was murdered, especially, was very correct.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what everybody's condemned.
Murder was the cause.
Yes, absolutely.
What happened on the streets was the effect.
Not just murder, not just murder. There are different, if you kill somebody with a gun, you understand, and shoot, it's a less painful murder. But with machete
the way it happened.
and the way. So the way it happened, affected and traumatized many people, even to watch. When you watch it, you see a terrible thing.
Absolutely.
So that's what happened. But the issue of reaction, like I said, is very natural. But the way they reacted is another story.
What do you think about that?
In the heat of anger and high emotion and passion, somehow we have to excuse some people. That is not to say we excuse everybody. But I must also, at this point, if that is what you want me to say, commend the police for their restraint. That's all you want to hear, isn't it?
That is one side of it. The second side of it is the reaction, as you said. Do you think they overreacted? It was not justified. Do
the
you
way
think the
the
reaction
way was justified or not justified?
Yes. The reaction was justified, and the way it happened on the streets, was it justified or not justified?
No, you are talking of the way they reacted, different from the reaction. I am telling you that if you lose your kind, even animals, especially the way the young man was murdered, the natural thing, of course, some cases it has happened, they will take laws into their hand. Are you aware recently also of some countries, ordinary, even in this country, you are diplomat somewhere in a certain country was mishandled, at least from the media reports. You saw the reaction. Natural, that's what happens. When you feel your kind has been mistreated,
whatever happened on the streets,
mistreated. When your kind is mistreated, naturally, you have to react initially, intuitively, immediately with some, you understand, anger, and as a natural human being, you react that way. But whether it was an overreaction is something else. It's for you, the media, and mine to determine.
What do you think?
It's not for me to pass judgment.
Was it an overreaction?
I don't know whether it was overreaction, but I have told you that it's not just easy for your kind being macheted down the street.
Absolutely.
And you not react.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Absolutely.
So whether it's an overreaction or not is left for observers like you and I to determine. Not for you, for me, to pass judgment immediately.
One more aspect that came into picture during this whole controversy, that all those Nigerians did not have faith in the Indian legal system, or at least the law and order system, that they will get justice and culprits will be arrested unless and until they come on the streets and react in this particular manner. You believe that somewhere down the line, all your citizens staying in India did not have that strong faith in the Indian legal system, and that's why they reacted like this. They felt that the murder has taken place. It's a very brutal murder. and police will not act. And that was the fear and that was the perception that led to such a kind of a serious reaction.
Okay, let me react in this way.